Thanks for joining us and welcome to this News 12 special report, Pieces of the Puzzle. I'm Alisha Laventure. It's something that affects so many families across the country. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says 1 in 68 children are diagnosed with autism. Children with autism spectrum disorder can show a variety of symptoms and they may all behave differently. Over the next half hour, we'll give you a glimpse at some of the services offered in the Bronx and Brooklyn, and we'll profile families that are going through the journey of having a child on the spectrum, all representing different pieces of the journey. We begin in the Bronx, where News 12's Jessica Cunnington tells us the story of a mom who pictured her life one way, but autism took it in another direction, and she says she wouldn't change it for the world.
Mothers can't help but dream for their child.
I couldn't wait for him to say mama or dada, you know.
Dream of who they're going to be, how they're going to be.
The doctor was like, how many words does he say? And we were like, none.
Oh, you okay? Until those dreams take a different course for mothers like Lizette Hernandez.
I was kind of like a perfectionist. Everything had to be just right.
Her definition of what that meant changed when Donovan came into her life.
Hello, I'm Donovan.
Now I'm a little better about saying, you know what, it didn't work out exactly how I wanted, but it's still okay. What do you got to read today?
But Lizette and Donovan have come a long way since his nonverbal days.
Daddy.
After 20 hours of therapy a week and fighting for the right attention in school, Lizette says she's redefined the meaning of perfect. And with everything Donovan conquers...
There was a time where he used to hide his math folder.
What does that equal?
Yeah, because he didn't want to do his math.
10.
Oh, good job!
They're ready to take on the next challenge.
He starts to flap and he starts to, tap, his lower region, or he grabs his ears, or he grabs other kids' ears. Learning how to play with
other people.
It's all part of being Donovan's mom, and she's taken it all into her own hands, like reading this social skills book with him every day and letting him do his favorite activities as well.
Snake.
He loves to draw. You saw outside. I mean, that's his thing.
And if it's Donovan's thing, he's gonna be perfect at it. He takes after his mom in that way.
If it's not something that he likes, or it's not up to par to Donovan, he has to delete it or erase it and do it over.
I'm sure that
until it's just right. And he'll tell you, that's just right. It's perfect.
With the help of his family, Donovan will keep striving for perfection, making them proud every step of the way. Lizette has learned to roll with the punches while keeping her goal in sight.
I would love for the world everyone to be aware and for everyone to be accepting, but that's not the world that I live in right now. I have to make him be able to fit in to this world too.
Bye.
And along the way, Lizette says she's found her own perfection and hopes current and future parents of kids with autism do the same.
Never think, oh, my child has autism, he can't do the things that other children can do. He's my child, and I'm gonna love him no matter what, however way he is. He's mine.
Donovan and his mom, Lizette, are quite the team. You can see Donovan rounding the bases there. He loves baseball so much, Lizette actually started a little league for kids with autism this past spring, all because Donovan wanted to play. The Bronx Challenger League has 60 kids, and the teams have been practicing and playing against each other since May. The Little League is certainly bringing Lizette and Donovan even closer together as a hard-working team, just like in Brooklyn, where a single mother has been supporting her 5-year-old son with autism. He has pervasive developmental disorder, which means he has trouble socializing and communicating. But this dynamic duo gets through every day together, counting on each other to help Matthew make strides. News 12's Amanda Plasencia shows us a typical day in the life of this mother and son team.
Donna Hills and Matthew Hillsmark are a typical mother and son team.
On Sundays, they have a whole routine together. First stop is a private lesson at Williamsburg Mixed Martial Arts.
Getting this service really helps him focus, follow instruction.
After kicking it up a notch, the next stop is the playground. They walk and ride a scooter over to McCarran Park. From monkey bars to swings and slides, they work on his strength.
Because I try to, make him use the muscles that he doesn't know how to use. And he definitely has the strength. He just doesn't know how to use it.
After he's wiped out at the playground, they hop on the bus and go home to start baking. Donna says its routine keeps him structured. In the past 3 years since
he was diagnosed with PDD, which is on the autistic spectrum,
Matthew has overcome a lot.
I am very proud of him. Let's say from where we started to where he is now, I'm like the proudest mom in the whole world.
Donna found out that her son had pervasive developmental disorder, a form of autism, when he was around 1 year old. The now 5-year-old has made a lot of progress, but he still has trouble saying complete sentences and being in groups.
That past 3 years since he started getting service, I can see a vast difference. My problem now, I would say with him, is like communicating, socializing, I should say. I have my work cut out for me, and I'm ready to do it.
Donna is a single mom who works long hours at a full-time job, but she's devoted all of her time to her son.
I am terribly busy. I wake up at 5 in the morning. I have to get myself ready. I have to get him ready for school. I'm in my house after 7 to prepare us to start all over again.
Donna says all the key to her success is patience, dedication, and of course, love. Want to give you a little hug? Oh, he's a cutie.
Love is the key word. If they don't sense that love, it's hard. I love you.
I love you.
Donna wants the world for her son, who is just a lovable little boy who gives great hugs, loves superheroes, and sings Bob Marley. Donna is clearly a supermom, but she says you too can do it all.
Yes, we can. We can work with our kids, and we can do it. Tell yourself, yes, we can, because they're looking at us to help them. If we don't help them, no one else will.
And even though she gives so much, she just does it for the love of her child.
I don't think I'm super mom or anything. I'm just being a regular mom. Whatever he wants to be, it's my goal to work at it, to get him to be. If he wants the moon, I will shoot for the moon.
With small and positive steps like this every day, Donna and Matthew work through his autism together. There are still more pieces of the puzzle to visit. We'll hear from a specialist at Montefiore Medical Center who gives us the warning signs of autism and how to get treatment if your child is diagnosed. And next, a look at a Bronx center offering therapeutic playtime to young ones on the autism spectrum. Welcome back to Pieces of the Puzzle. For parents with children on the autism spectrum, there are a number of places across the city that offer support to help them along the journey. We'll begin in the Bronx at the Bronx House, which offers one-on-one swimming lessons for children on the spectrum. They have anywhere from 10 to 20 kids depending on the season. And as News 12's Jessica Cunnington shows us, swimming has changed these families' lives.
I have a hopeful, I have Olympia in my hand. You never know.
Everyone starts somewhere. For Noah, a new life started in this pool at the Bronx House.
And even speaking about it, sometimes you get kind of misty. You're so happy, he's a part of something and he's doing great and he's having fun. And that's what you really want for your child.
He's 8 years old and has been in the water here since last September.
Good job, give me 5, give me 5. It's like a 360, from not knowing how to do anything to learning the basic skills, from floating to strokes to kicking.
Noah's tried other sports, but nothing stuck. Nothing sparked this kind of passion.
You're excited. There are moments where I've cried out of joy. It's one of the things that he looks forward to every week doing. It's his motivation.
And success in the water is helping him in a lot of ways out of the water.
It's helped him communicate, understand, listen, and take directions.
1, 2, 3. Good.
This is common for most kids on the spectrum, according to Florencio Palomo, the aquatic director at Bronx House.
Water is a great equalizer for kids on the spectrum. It's a very good sensory feeling for them, and with that, it stimulates their whole body. So where on land activities they may not function as well, because you add the water and it's very sensory oriented, they excel even more.
You got it, come on, come on.
As a parent, she's grateful these lessons have given her son a skill that might one day save his life, but especially as Noah's mom.
You're just excited, huh? You excited? Yeah.
She's grateful swimming has given him that smile he takes with him even when he's not in the water.
As you can see, Bronx House offers great support for children, but now we take a closer look at support for parents. Navigating the world of autism can be overwhelming. Where do you turn for resources, information, or support? News 12's Nicole Ryan shows us where one Brooklyn mom goes to get answers to those questions.
14-year-old Christopher Nanku plays music by ear. He says there's just something about the piano that makes him feel
excited.
He also feels that way about his family.
I love my families and friends.
On this school morning, his mom Stacy was helping him make waffles in their Canarsie home.
Well, you made it.
Stacy says Christopher, who's autistic, can't be in the kitchen alone, and she uses moments like this as a teachable lesson.
Everything has to be taught. It's like a blank slate.
Stacy admits she was a blank slate about autism before Christopher was born.
So I didn't have a clue what to do. All I knew is that the teacher said, go get him tested, and I went and got him tested, and I was just playing it by ear. Didn't know what to do.
But she knew something was wrong.
We didn't know what it is. So and we know it wasn't a disability. We know it was something that because he was severely delayed, he was not speaking.
Stacy and her husband sought help. That was more than 11 years ago. He was 3.5 then. Now Christopher speaks and does most of everything a teenager does. As Christopher goes to school, Mom comes here 3 times a week to My Time Inc. At My Time Inc., parents are able to vent their frustrations, get advice and resources about raising a child with autism.
Did I know I was going to have a child with autism? No. No one here thought that.
Find new friends who have children with disabilities and would understand, and that will keep you going.
So I hear at My Time Inc. I don't care if you cry, you laugh, you scream.
My Time Inc. was started 7 years ago by Lucina Clark as a way to empower parents through support and autism education. With a background in behavior analysis, Lucina says she's able to counsel parents.
But you know, we always look at the negative things in our children. Look at the strength. If your child's a musician, say, my child is a musician and he has autism. Or my child is an artist and he has autism, and that's okay.
Clark says the most important thing is to know that you're not alone. For Stacy, My Time Inc. has given her the tools on how to expose Christopher to different activities. Like here, when they visited the White House for the Easter egg hunt, or here, when the family went to the circus.
No, they're not actually there to actually do it for you, but they're giving you all the resources. And that's the important thing. I really wish more parents would come.
My Time Inc. in Canarsie also offers a sibling support group. The founder says it teaches siblings the skills they need to support their brother or sister with a disability. In June, some local Brooklyn organizations came together to spread the word about autism. The Brooklyn Autism Spectrum Disorder Initiative and the Shorefront Y held its 4th annual Walk for Autism on Coney Island. The walk was started by a group of Jewish community centers. Organizers say these centers have specialized programs for children with autism and other disabilities. Still more pieces to visit. Coming up, we talk to a children's health expert who offers insight on what parents can do if they have a child with autism. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're a parent and suspect your child may have autism, you may be asking yourself, what are the warning signs? What can I do to get help for my child? News 12's JT Fetch joins us with an expert from Montefiore Medical Center in the Bronx with some of those answers.
Thank you so much. I'm joined by Dr. Lynn Davidson from Montefiore Medical Center today. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. And we're talking about autism, and it's something that's been in the media a lot, especially in the recent years. And we talk about the rate now. It's 1 in 68 kids,
Right.
And it's more than just a number. Now, explain why maybe some people think, oh my gosh, it's a skyrocketing rate. Right. Explain that.
I think that the bottom line is that we're doing better job of diagnosing autism spectrum. It is a spectrum, which means that there are many presentations for children with autism and many levels of ability of children with autism. So we're doing much better job of picking up children with autism in the community. We have teachers, we have parents. We're now having parents come into our office and say, does my child have autism? The medical providers are much more aware of picking up children with autism.
And parents are so involved now, teachers are so involved now in early detection, and early detection is really important, right? Why is that?
Early detection is essential because all the statistics and the research show that children do better the earlier we start therapy. The earlier we start with educational therapy and children who need speech therapy, those children who need occupational therapy or physical therapy. A parent thinks that their child is not developing like other children that they know or other children in the household. That should be a red flag.
Right.
That's a red flag to go to their pediatrician and say, I'm concerned about my child. In addition, if a child is not looking what we call eye contact, eye to eye, if a child doesn't point, if a child doesn't share the joy of different activities, if a child isn't speaking by the age of 12 to 15 months, single words, not sentences, that may not be autism, and not everything is autism, but that's a sign that we should be thinking about having that child evaluated.
So you're at Montefiore. Tell me some of the services that's offered there within your office.
Okay. Well, first of all, Montefiore is a big place, and it has many outpatient practices. The first step is the pediatrician. Okay? And if a patient goes to their pediatrician and says, I'm concerned about my child, they're not developing well, I'm concerned that they might have a developmental delay or autism, the next step would be referral. And that could be within the Montefiore system. We have a center called the Children's Evaluation and Rehabilitation Center, which can do a full evaluation. We have pediatric neurologists. We have developmental pediatricians, all within the system that can do evaluations.
So lots of resources, and really quickly, you also wanted to mention a resource that the city has, right?
Absolutely, and it's an excellent resource. New York City is blessed to have a terrific early intervention system, and all a parent has to do if they're concerned is call 311, ask for early intervention. They have bilingual people who can take that information, and those parents will get a call back from a coordinator who will set up a home visit, and that's for children under age 3.
Wow. So a lot of resources available, I think, is the moral to the story.
Absolutely. We've got tons of resources in New York City and in the Bronx.
Dr. Lynn Davidson, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you, JT. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, JT. And for the full interview with Dr. Lynn Davidson, just head to channel 612 on Optimum TV. There's still more pieces to visit. Next, we look at a Brooklyn school helping young ones with autism. Welcome back to our final piece of the puzzle. All of the children with autism and with special needs are our children. That's the motto at Yaldanu School in Borough Park. News 12's Nicole Ryan shows us how instructors there are helping students to succeed.
You happy I came to school? Yeah. So what did you do today?
Mom, Ribby Friedler is grateful for each day her daughter Esther goes to Yaldanu School in Borough Park.
Yaldanu is everything to me. This is my daughter's home. They saved my daughter, literally saved her from just everything.
Esther, who has autism, didn't like other schools.
She was not functional. She was running out of school. She was crying in the morning. She's not going to go to school. She actually stayed home, and I didn't even have a place for her to go because she refused to go to school.
But that all changed when?
We came to Yaldanu one day just to check it out. And after I finished speaking to the directors, I went over to take her and said, okay, it's time to go. And she said, Mommy, I'm not going home.
Yaldenu means our children. All of the children, with autism and with special needs are our children.
Bluma Bahoran is the school director and founder.
In order to fit the criteria of autism, you've got to have a delay in communication, in socialization, and some type of repetitive behavior.
She wants parents to know that their children can have a bright future.
They actually can be a huge asset to the workforce. Their memory is usually incredible. They can do very tedious things that some of us would find very boring, but to them it can be stimulating.
By taking the D or N to 34th Street Held Square.
Avrami Kierman is a glowing example of the amazing memories some children with autism have. His teachers say he memorized the map of the subway, which could come in handy since he knows what he wants to do when he grows up.
I like to drive a train.
Ready? Today is Tuesday. Good, Yitzi. I love the way you're reading. Yaldenu does all the basics. Reading.
And what's this?
Danger.
Beautiful.
Writing, math, and music. There's also a focus on sensory, language, social skills, behavior, and even nutrition. Students here eat a gluten and dairy-free diet. During the school day, students are encouraged to move around and be active. Experts say this helps with the learning process. Like in the sensory gym where kids are stimulated before class.
A lot of jumping and movement, so the children are more organized and more able to use their bodies and more fit and more on and more awake and more aware, and then they go back to class and they're ready for their school program.
The school was founded in 2006. There are currently 37 students attending classes here, and Yaldenu is making sure each one gets the attention they need by supporting them and parents in every way possible.
Do you like your school? Yes.
Tell me why.
Because it is the best.
The school also offers monthly parenting support groups taught by the staff. They help parents deal with the challenges that come up outside of the school environment. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We visited several pieces, and all their stories will help fill the ever-growing puzzle of having a child with autism. Remember, if you'd like more information on any of the services or stories you saw this half hour, head to our website, news12.com. I'm Alisha Laventure. Thank you for watching.